Good morning, boating banter fans. Captain Larry here. Chapter 7. Today we're going to start an experiment or a project on the cleaning and maintenance of marine vinyl, or marine upholstery I should say. I painstakingly went out to the store and in my own collection basically picked up everything I could find that is recommended or used, even not recommended, on marine vinyl and marine upholstery. And we're going to do a little experiment today. I don't know when we're going to finish it, but I started it 15 minutes ago. And so we'll see how this all comes out. I've been a big proponent of worrying about the thread used in marine upholstery. You'll go to many websites and they'll discuss how to clean the vinyl and get all the various stains off the vinyl and try to maintain your vinyl, which is wonderful and great, but very few are addressing the problem of the thread being used in that vinyl upholstery. So what I decided to do is I really need, and for my own information also, and hopefully for yours, a good comprehensive overview of all the cleaners that are being recommended for the various problems of soiling of the marine fabric. And what are they actually doing to your product? So let me tell you how I went about this. I contacted Mobern, M-O-R-B-E-R-N. They are one of the leading producers of marine grade vinyl, and of course a lot of other products, but marine grade vinyl is one of their big movers. So they won't deal with people like ourselves, the small guys. We have to buy their product through our dealers and distributors. But they make the product. So I wanted to really get into their head on exactly what do they recommend for cleaning their vinyls, and then what will that do to our product, specifically the thread in that product, as the years move on. Let me just give you a brief overview of some of the things that they came out and said. They use for an antiseptic on the surface, and that is, I guess, if you've got some kind of problem with bugs growing there, I guess, they list a number of products. A Lysol foaming, where are you? I think that's over there, one of those. Lysol foaming, oh here it is, right here, excuse me. A Lysol foaming cleaner as the best way to handle that problem. Stubborn stains, they want you to use 409. You'll see up there. I was always told 409 was the worst thing you could use for vinyl and thread. I don't know. I always use Fantastic. I've had a lot of problems with seam separation, so I always assumed it was a 409 was the problem, but the Mobern people, M-O-R-B-E-R-N, if I didn't spell that, are saying no, that is a good way to clean. I better get my cheaters on here to read all these things to you. We have rubbing alcohol for removing ink. So I got some alcohol for us to look at. Oil-based problems, they want you to use turpentine. Now I'm not even going to try to do that, but I know that would be a mess. Latex paint, they're saying hot soapy water. Asphalt, mineral spirits, we got over here. Crayons, diluted bleach over here. Chewing gum, mineral spirits again. Lipstick, grease, oil, mineral spirits. Candy, ice cream, fruit stains. Liquor, wine, soft drinks, they want you to use alcohol. Blood, ammonia, which we have up here. Nausea stains, oh gross. They want bleach for that. Urine stains, ammonia again. And surface mildew, which is a real big problem I'm sure you all have had. I surely have had it, and that's always the biggest struggle we have on cleaning, I think. And they ask for a diluted bleach to handle that product. Now, all the modern vinyls they're using for marine, I'm saying all, I'm assuming all, they have a coating on them. That coating is to protect it from the chemicals and the UV rays and the stains that would, of course, affect the color of that vinyl and also the length of it. I went to their coating they use, I think it's called Prefix or something like that. Anyway, I went to that part of the site, and they have two cleaning methods they suggest for not ruining their Prefix product that is protecting their vinyl. And they have basically two kinds of stains. One kind, the baby oil, ketchup, and chocolate, motor oil, olive oil, grape juice, urine, that's in one group. Crayons, grease, tobacco, felt tip markers, mustard, lipstick, that's in another cleaning method. Cleaning method 1 for that first group, they recommend 409 and Fantastic, which we had talked about before. Method 2 for the other stains, they recommend rubbing alcohol. So, but even there, they put in their caution on the bottom. It said, use caution with these cleaners around stitching in wooden decorative items. So that's really my point of this whole thing, is when you're cleaning your marine vinyls, upholstery, you've really got to consider the whole global effect here. You may be getting great results cleaning your vinyl and you're ruining your stitching to prematurely start separating on you. So that's kind of where we are on all this. And let me tell you a little bit more about my experiment. Like I said, I went out and found about everything that I could that I've used or that has been recommended for cleaning the upholstery in boats. There's a gentleman, I think he calls himself Detail Fanatic or something like that. But anyway, he's a big McGuire's super degreaser proponent. And I tried a little bit on the vinyl, and it surely does a nice job. But I don't know what it does to the thread, so I thought let's put that into the experiment too. So here we are, and you got everything here. Obviously, you want to start, logically speaking, you want to start the simplest way you possibly can to really preserve your upholstery. This is the best product ever made, Dawn. It's a nice, gentle soap, but very, very effective. And what I simply do is I just put a couple of drops of that in a spray bottle. And this is your first line of defense. If you grab your stains quick, just squirt it a little bit. I put it in a little spray bottle, spritz it on, wipe it off, and because it's really good for the oily problems. That's your number one problem on the newer product is usually the oil from skin and from obviously sun motion and that kind of thing. But it's just a little, spritz with that and a wipe, maybe a little clear water from the lake to rinse it off. If you're in salt water, just use one of your bottled water, just rinse it off, and you can stay ahead of it. So you really don't get into these big, hard cleaning problems. The big, hard cleaning problems will come up. And so we have to, as the years go on, and if you buy, like I do, buy a lot of used boats and rehab them, you're kind of right in the middle of serious problems. When I rehab my boats, I always try to save as much of the vinyl as I possibly can. So when my reupholstery work, I have to do as few items as possible. It saves time and it saves money. So it's and that's the way to go if you can possibly do it. But that leftover vinyl has to be cleaned. One other thing, just as a side note, I told you in a previous, I don't know what chapter, this is chapter 7, I think maybe it was chapter 5 or something like that. I told you I was negotiating on a boat that needed to be totally redone upholstery-wise. Unfortunately, that fell through. And the guy wanted too much money and he found someone else to buy it. So that didn't work. I just wanted to, someone asked me why I'm doing this. And it really is to try to help people. Let me give you a quick overview of how I started. This was several years ago. I had a crown line, 22-foot crown line. A real nice boat, but it had two major pieces of problematic upholstery. I never had someone to stitch. So I had to go out and my local upholstery guy. And so I decided, hey, how expensive could that possibly be? I just had the sun deck, which didn't even have, a lot of the sun decks have the backrest incorporated in there. This did not. It was just simply the sun deck, so what is that, like 3 by 5 or 6 or something like that. And then I had a long bench seat, same kind of thing, maybe 2 or 3 feet wide and 5 or 6 feet long. I said, that can't be expensive. And I think a lot of people buying these used boats say the same thing to themselves, that this can't be expensive to redo. So anyway, I went to 5 or 6 upholstery people, and I got quotes from $500 to $1,500 just for those 2 pieces. And I couldn't believe the vast amount of difference. And I was stupid. I didn't know what to ask for as far as material that they're going to use. I knew something about ounces, the heavier one on the vinyl may be better and all that stuff. I knew nothing about thread. And so I said, went to the same guys and let them guide me. I finally went with a $500 guy because he was local. And God forbid, I gave it to him over the winter. I said, just work on it as you can. $500 is no big problem for me. But I want it back by April when we get back in the water again. Well, long story short, he calls me like March 1st and says, oh, by the way, I'm just getting to your project, and the $500 is not valid. I said, it's going to be $965 to do this project, and I need $400 up front just before I'll even start. So needless to say, now I'm screwed. Everyone else is busy now because the season's coming up. I didn't have my product, my upholstery for the water, so I was screwed. So I said, go ahead, you got to do it. So anyway, that ended up to be a disaster, and I said, never again is that going to happen to me. And so I started to get into these boat redos, and I've had a little bit of talent, never sewed a stitch, and with a little bit of practice and a lot of help from videos online, especially from sailrite.com, I got proficient enough so that I could do it. I'm not going to put anybody out of business in the upholstery world, but it's good enough for my boats. And I do some friend boats, and I've done so many of them now. I've actually turned it into little side businesses, turning over boats that have upholstery needs. It's fun, I enjoy it, and it makes me a couple of dollars. So anyway, that's kind of a summarization where we are. I will go over what I'm going to do, or what I have done. Let me tell you about that first. What we've put in here, I've told you, if you looked at my chapter 3, I believe it was, on marine fabrics. What I've done, I've used 2 threads that are used in this business. Hopefully you get people to use this. I heard some people don't even get to use these. This is a bonded polyester, V92 from Sailrite. I bought this. This is a black, I think, or a dark blue or something. Anyway, I use this. Now this is probably the premium, normal, quote-unquote, thread that you get. If someone's going to quote you on a reupholstery job, that's probably what they're going to use, hopefully, if they've got a legitimate shop going on. It's a very nice product. It has a little bit of thickness to it. It's supposed to be very, very stable. It handles a lot of abuse. I've used a bunch of it. It sews really well. I haven't got any long-term long-term deals with this, so I don't know, 5 years from now or 10, is it going to be any good? But anyway, that is really where you would be recommended normally. What I told you is where I'm going to mainly now. This is a clear, looks white, but this is a clear Tenera thread. And this is made by Gore, G-O-R-E. I bought it from sailrite.com, and they mentioned back in chapter 3, this is like $10 a spool, and this is over $100 a spool. It's 1,060 meters, is a lot of thread. And like I said, if you're going to go through all the energy to put a project together in your time, and you want it to last, whether it's your boat or your friend's boat or whatever, I really highly recommend you go this way. So this is what I wanted to look at. Now this has a limited lifetime warranty. Like I said before, I'm not exactly sure what that means and how you'd even collect on it if it fails. But so what I did is I simply took these 2 threads. Here you got a top normal premium thread, and then you got the Ultra Superman thread. And what I did is I took all these products, got these like shot glassy looking things. I poured them in there, and I stuck the dark thread again is the bonded polyester, and the whitish one is this Tenera Super Duty thread. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them in there. So let's leave them in there for, I don't know how long. We'll check it first thing tomorrow. I put it at 9 o'clock this morning, so 9 o'clock tomorrow I will look and just see how they look. They're in all of these. As you see, these are all recommended for some kind of problem, like soft scrub and stuff. They want you to go after that for mold. Everybody has mold in their boats. That's why you really got to have good ventilation on your tops. Make sure you do a good breathing top, or you put those little cones there with the air up, air through. Got to have dryness in there, otherwise you have big mold problems. These are bleach-based products, and so they're going to act like bleach. As the Morburn people said, you know, bleach is it's a big cleaner, as is alcohol, and this is another bleach-containing product. Ammonia was recommended. I use this mineral spirits, odorless mineral spirits a lot. They seem to be a little nervous about it. I don't know why. It doesn't clean real well, but I thought it was a good, it feels like it really is like a conditioner for your vinyl. I like it. It doesn't clean, like I said, super, but it does okay. And I think we'll find out if it's ruining my threads or not. So anyway, that's kind of where we are. We'll stop here, and I'll bring you back in. We'll continue on chapter 7 here tomorrow and take a look at where we are. If any of these things are failing, or if they're all looking still fine, then we'll do it the next day until we find some definite direction from all these things. So anyway, we'll see you in a little bit. Good morning, boating banner fans. Here's Captain Larry again. Continuation of chapter 7, where we're going over how to clean your boat upholstery here. And unfortunately, what's happened, this has been 24 hours now since I have put all these two thread types into the various cleaning solutions, and candidly, I'm not seeing any progress whatsoever. I see no fraying. I pulled out a few of them and tugged on them, and to see if there's been any deterioration at all in the thread, and to this 24-hour period there really has been none. So the threads are hanging in there fantastic. So therefore, thinking it through, this is going to be a lot longer term project than I had anticipated. So what I will simply do is I'll just wrap up with a few comments I have on some of these cleaners today. And what I will do is I will put these all away in the corner. We'll let them stew for a while. And I don't know what a while means. I don't know if it's going to be weeks. We're talking about months or years. I don't know. So, but we'll find out. If we, again, see any kind of directional deterioration from the various liquids we have here. I put golf balls in them, just try to keep the products from evaporating. And what I will do, also, I see some separating a little bit, so I don't exactly know what that means. And I'm not going to be agitating them for the next 3 months. But I'll put these away, and we'll check on them periodically, and I will get back to you with just quick updates on kind of where we are, and we'll just go from there. And I say if we don't see anything, eventually I'll pull the plug and say, hey, these threads are sturdy enough to last through all of these cleaners at least, and give us that feeling of security. And again, if I do see any directional decay of the thread from any of the sources, then I'll bring that to your attention, and there may be some items that we want to avoid. Just a couple of footnotes here. I have a couple that I didn't show you clearly. This is Works. I bought this at my dollar store. The dollar store is a great place to get two products I'm going to show you here. The Works work wonderful for the bottom cleaning of your boat. If you leave it in the water and you get all that kind of that red, green crap, algae all over it, just squirt it. What I do, I just put it in a bottle, squirt bottle, spray it on there, and just don't scrub it or anything, just spray it on. Now, the reason it works, it's a hydrochloric acid-based cleaner for the bathroom. It's called the bathroom, called the Works, basic product. Costs $1 at the dollar store. I've seen the same product at, my local grocery store for $3 or $4. So, dollar store is definitely the place to go, and does a great job. And then you just let it sit. It will eat away at the algae, and then just take a hose and spray it off, and you're all set. So if you want a quick, clean boat bottom cleaner, use the Works. Save you a lot of money and a lot of time from all these expensive acid washes you have to go to. The other thing I like from their shop, dollar store, is LA Awesome, I think it's called. Yeah, LA Awesome. Again, this is $1 for the whole thing. Cleans everything. Cleans everything. The only thing I don't like about it, it has a really strange, strong fume involved. And I don't know if that's healthy or not. And the Works has a little bit of that too, so I don't know what chemical they put in there. But I would definitely use it in a very, very well ventilated situation. But again, that was $1 for this whole, 32 ounces. I paid, for example, this McGuire's that we talked about yesterday. I mean, that was almost $30, I think, from Amazon by the time I got that gallon here. So that's very expensive. And I think it cleans no better, believe me, no better than the Awesome product does, or Simple Green or whatever. So I don't know. You have to make your own decision on that, but I would definitely look into getting some of the LA Awesome from the dollar store in the Works if you're going to work on the bottom of your boat when they clean off the algae and stuff. It really makes your life simple and, I'd say, very, very clean. The other thing that the dollar store has are these brushes. Now, I notice all the companies and most of the people you see on YouTube videos say they like a soft or a medium bristled brush to clean their upholstery. I saw like McGuire's sells a kind of a one like that. Well, I don't know, how many, like $10 or something. Again, this is a $1 dollar store. This is another $1 dollar store brush. I don't think we classify these as soft or medium even. They're relatively firm. Well, what I like about it, I'd much rather have relatively firm ones that I just do a very light pressure on, so they don't abrade the vinyl, and it gets the stuff off. And for $1, you can buy 10 of these for one of the others. One other thing I use, I got these on Amazon, is just miscellaneous small brushes. I had a couple of boats where the vinyl was right up against another piece of vinyl, back either backrest or that kind of thing. And I found just dipping these in a little cleaner, it has all kinds. It was very inexpensive, but it really helps you detail it. You can slide that in between the tight spots, and it gets all the crap out of there that develops. Okay, so that's kind of where it is. Let me conclude this situation, this chapter, temporarily. I will be back to you if I find any kind of directional and any one of these chemicals start dropping out. I will just add that to one of my other videos. We'll be starting a project here in another few weeks, going down and doing a lot of redos on the vinyl in the upholstery of boat. So that will be our next chapter. We're kind of done with all the mechanical stuff now. We've gone through all of the equipment and the seams and sewing machines and this type of thing. So, and cleaners now. So now we need to get to work and rehab a boat, and that will be our next one. So thanks for coming. You have a great day, and I'll keep you informed.